Hi everyone, you are welcome to another edition of Mac Media program. Today is 13th May 2025. We are reviewing the allegation of terrorism against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for which he distances himself from the NSAS violence in Lagos. First, what is the meaning of SARS in Nigeria? SARS means the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SAS, a special unit of Nigerian Police Force under State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department, SCID. What is then SARS? This is widely written as #NSARS. Quote, the hash itself is known as a decentralized social movement and series of mass protests against police brutality in Nigeria, unquote. Then the question is, what caused the initial NSAS protest? According to the report, it was stated a viral video went on social media. SARS officers were filmed physically assaulting and shooting a young Nigerian on 3rd October 2020 in Uheli, Delta State. The hashtag NSAS began to trend on social media until first physical protest on 8th October 2020 in Lagos, unquote. It is now open that the initial cause of the NSAS protest was the shooting of a young Nigerian. The victim shot is not an Igbo man or woman, which couldn't have caused any protest amongst other Nigerians. This is because the life of Igbo man or woman does not matter in Nigeria. However, on October 11th, 2020, protesters released a list of 5 demands to the Nigerian government. Then it was Muhammad Buhari that was the president of Nigeria, while Ahmed Tinubu was the national chairman of the ruling party ABC and had stake in Lagos, where the protest ground was. Question was, what were the demands of these protesters? 1. Justice for all those who died during police brutality and appropriate compensation for their families. 2. An independent body to investigate and prosecute all reports or complaints of police brutality within 10 days. 3. Independent physiological evaluation and retraining of disbanded SARS officers before they can be deployed. And finally, adequate increase in the salaries of officers of the Nigerian Police Force as appropriate incentive for carrying out their constitutional duties of protecting lives and properties, unquote. These were the demands of the protesters. But then we have to look at the police reaction. The police, they are protecting what the Inspector General of Police, who was there, the spokesman for the police, the man who mediates between the government and the police force, his reaction to these demands. According to the authors, who were all PhD holders in international relations and lecturers in various Nigerian universities. According to these lecturers, the immediate response by the Inspector General of Police was to ban SARS and other special police units from patrolling and mounting roadblocks, and directed that SARS officials should henceforth wear their uniforms so that they could be identified, unquote. This, however, brings us back to the masking of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's witnesses. Here, you find out that the then Police Inspector General banned the SARS and informed them to put on their uniforms for identification, which means the Inspector General wants to see those people, that the public itself will see those who are perpetrating evils in the name of police. This now marks the police as not being truthful to the public and therefore need not to be masked by wearing civilian uniform. Then to unmask them means they have to wear the police uniform for which they were employed to do their duties. This is equivalent of what federal government now is doing by masking those who gave evidence. They need to be known and need to be identified because they are police officers, and the Inspector General of Police told the Nigerian public that now henceforth the SARS will be wearing their police uniform to enable the public to know those who are or who were perpetrating injustice to the Nigerian people. Therefore, if the federal prosecutors, headed by Amowolo and Justice Omotosho, allowed masking of the witnesses, which means they are flooding the former Inspector General of Police to conceal evil men in uniform. Everybody who wants to give evidence should be known and be identified in accordance with the Human Rights Act, for the victims to know those who testify against them, and as officers they need not to be masked but obey the rule for which the Inspector General of Police unmasked the police who commit atrocities behind the bar, and that was the essence of the protest #End SARS police brutality. Therefore, the court should not and would not, and for those who are representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, should go to Supreme Court to unmask this archaic system of administration of justice. Now let us continue with the End SARS protest and its fallout. However, the government of Nigeria eventually responded by setting up presidential panel on police reforms, which approved the 5 demands. Another question is, why was the protest allowed to continue, or the organizers allowed the protest to go on? Let us see their own reasons for doing so. According to the organizers, quote, due to the protest's lack of trust that the government would do as it said, the protest continued and the demands became more political, and the constitutional reforms demanded that went beyond how the police operate. According to the report, protesters were able to remain peaceful and non-violent despite provocations and infiltrations by government-sponsored thugs. In response, the Nigerian government tried to politicize the protest. They deployed a divide and rule strategy based on ethnicity and religion, unquote. As the protest grew organically online, the government resorted to strongman tactics. According to this publication, while the politicians devised their own means in order to destabilize the protest, the government tried to quell the peaceful protest through the use of tear gas, water cannons, and even live bullets, unquote. Now comes in the thugs recruited by politicians. According to the report, the government of APC sponsored thugs and recruited hoodlums to infiltrate and discredit the peaceful protest, to make it appear violent, to fulfill the rules of engagement as justification to use force, and a 24-hour curfew was imposed by various state governments, unquote. On the basis of the talks, this brings us to the man called MC Oluomo, who is also associated with the President of Nigeria today, Alhaji Ahmed Tinubu of APC, who were in power in 2020 when this incident took place. Unfortunately, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of APC, national chairman, was fingered in this very sponsorship of hoodlums and their groups in Lagos State. For instance, in BM News of 16th October 2020, it stated that the chairman of the Lagos State Union of Road Transport Workers, Musilu Akesanya, aka MC Oluomo, was accused of sponsoring attacks on NSAS protesters at Alausa today, 15th October 2020. Earlier on the 10th of October 2020, according to Punch reports, which has its caption as NSAS comment, apologize to Nigerians, AA Knox Oluomo. In this report, the African Action Congress has knocked the chairman of Lagos State Parks and Garages Management Committee, Musilu Akesanya, popularly known as MC Oluomo, over his comment on the whereabouts of the bodies of protesters repeatedly killed during NSAS protest in October, unquote. Where are the bodies? Where are their relatives? And where were they buried? These were the words of MC Oluomo in support that there was no police killing during the protest in October 2020, as quoted by Punch newspapers of 10th October 2022. In another publication of 16th October 2020 by the Punch newspapers, captioned, #NSAS protesters reject food, drinks donated by MC Oluomo, unquote. The reason then was that, according to the newspaper, quote, the rejection was in reaction to an attack unleashed of protesters by thugs at Ikeja, the Lagos state capital, on Thursday. Mr. Oluomo was accused to have been the sponsor of the violent attacks, unquote. But today, it has been alleged that it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, an Igbo man, that unleashed the attack in Lagos State. That is one point one has to note. Let us continue to unveil the role of the present-day President of Nigeria, Ahmed Tinubu, the former national chairman of APC, whose government was in charge during the protest of 2020 #protest. According to Punch newspapers of 15th October 2020, it stated as its headline, outrage as thugs attack protesters in Lagos, Abuja, #NSAS hits Kanu. The first paragraph stated that we were attacked by sponsored thugs and they vandalized our cars, but we eventually nabbed 4 or 5 of them. During this period, the Nigerian Bar Association and the civil rights group on Wednesday strongly condemned hoodlums' attack on people protesting against the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of Nigerian Police, unquote. Punch newspapers continued, I quote, some of those who condemned the attacks in separate interviews with the Punch alleged they were the handwork of government, unquote. In another publication, The Cables, it stated, Lagos government denies sponsoring talks to attack #EndSARS protesters. The Lagos state government has denied allegation that it hired talks to attack #EndSARS protesters on Thursday, unquote. And finally, to this very particular program, let us see what Mania newspaper said about the incident on 15th October 2020. This paper stated in its caption, MC Oluomo and Bola Tinubu accused of mobilizing talks. According to the paper, it stated, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been fingered to be responsible for sponsoring the said talks that attacked the #EndSARS protesters in Lagos, unquote. So these are the events that took place. But today, as Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man, everything has been tagged on him. Bola Tinubu, who was then fingered, now being the president of Nigeria, is turning the point and pushing it with his prosecutors and the judge, who are of the same ethnic background, pushing it on Igbo man, saying it is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that caused the trouble in Lagos. This is why the world is being told to listen to what is happening in Nigeria and also what the president of Nigeria is doing. He goes in, he cuts the wood in the bush, he comes out and say who is cutting this wood and want another person to carry the brunt. Finally, before we end this very program, let us listen to a telephone conversation with a protester, a young Yoruba girl who called him and had conversation with him based on the incident in Lagos, #EndSARS protest. Listen.
Let all of us find out the cause of this. Find out who has the constitutional authority to order soldiers.
Why are you people not coming out to say anything? Why are you people silent?
Why are you not fighting for us? Why are you not fighting for us?
This is how people are being killed. Why are you people silent about this? If you kill everybody, why are you going to govern? You are going to govern yourself and the goat and the police that are the cows.
Hello?
We can hear you, please.
Okay. I'm not the commander-in-chief.
Are you trying to track us now so that you can track us and
come and kill us, Abby?
Why are you people not saying anything?
You are just being wicked. You are just being wicked.
Are you happy about this? You people are old. Let us have peace of mind. Give us a good government. That's what we want. Are we asking for too much?
Don't you have children too?
Are we asking for too much?
Don't you have children too?
What is all this?
Okay.
Daddy ẹ kálẹ́ sà, daddy kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀, àwọn army wọ́n pa àwọn youth ní toll gate, kò dàbí eléyìí náà, kò yẹ kó máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
I'm trying to invest.
Wọ́n ti sọ fún wa pé they said you have even gone out of the country, that you are in France now.
Well,
how true is that, sir?
it's almost true.
Sir, but we know there will be no one to order those army to shoot at the youth unless you.
No, not me. I can never order the army now. Please. I'm not in position to order army now.
Sir, we know you're not in position to order me, but sir, we are very very sure, sir, daddy ẹ̀yin lẹ rán àwọn sójà yẹn kan pa torí owó tẹ́ make ní toll gate yẹn kò yẹ kó máa lọ báyẹn náà. ẹ̀yin náà lọ́mọ. Sir, we know we know how much you make. We know how much you make there daily. So we know how much you've lost for the past 2 weeks or so. We know you're really not happy about this.
Is that enough to kill the people?
Sir,
For money?
I'm not saying you kill them for money.
Sir, who sent the people to remove the cameras from the toll gate, and why did the light at the toll gate go off?
I don't know. I don't run toll gate.
Sir, we know how much. Sir, we know how much you make daily there.
Are you hearing them? You are hearing.
You said what? Are you talking to me, sir?
No, I'm talking to another person on another phone.
Okay, sir.
Abuja.
Sir, this is not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. Your kid.
Finally, let us go back to look at what watch of 6th October wrote. Lekki toll gate killings have complicated matters for me. Tinubu, the national leader of All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, has said the end SARS protest and its fallout, including shooting of the peaceful protesters in the Lekki toll gate by soldiers, has complicated matters for me, unquote. He further stated, I quote, he said his political enemies falsely claimed that he sent soldiers to the toll gate because he has financial interest in the toll gate and he was losing revenue due to the prolonged protest, unquote. These are the words of Bola Ahmed Tinubu then. He fingered political enemies and how the fallout, including the shooting of the peaceful protesters at the Lekki by soldiers, has complicated matters for him. And finally, the Aeon's intelligence newspaper report stated, I quote, NSAS hashtag Tinubu denies involvement in Lekki toll gate killings. Many have accused Tinubu, a national leader of the All Progressives Congress, of being the mastermind behind the military deployment as an attempt to disperse protesters and secure his investment in the Lekki toll gate, unquote. These are the things that took place. But today, the same government who was accused is now accusing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is open for all to judge. It is open for all to read and digest. It is open for all to have brief knowledge why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu declined to comment and distance himself from the Lagos hashtag protest, which was brought before Justice James Omotosho of Federal High Court, Lagos.
Darum schmeckt es so lecker.
Wegen der leckeren und Qualität.
We ask you to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Until we come to you with another edition. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. As you listen, as you watch, as you send the programs to others, as well as having time to look after yourself. Thank you till we come to you once again. Please do not fail to send this clip to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, although they know all these things, although they have to do research on what took place on this very period, but yet we have to send it to them. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Bye.